The bold and the beautiful has never been shy about stirring the pot, and the May 21st, 2025 episode is setting the stage for seismic shifts across the canvas. The drama is peaking on every front, from hospital heartbreaks and clandestine motives to rekindled romances and bold power plays. As the stakes climb higher and the secrets tighten their grip, the fates of several central characters hang in the balance. The upcoming episode makes it crystal clear. This is no time to blink. Let's begin with Daphne. Since her arrival at Forrester Creations, Daphne, better known in the shadows of the company as the Nose, has made it her mission to tear Carter away from Hope. From subtle flirtations to full-on seduction tactics, she's deployed every weapon in her arsenal to draw Carter's eyes away from Hope. And yet, none of it has worked. For Carter, it has always been Hope. That singular focus has not only frustrated Daphne, but also triggered the deep concerns of Steffi and Rich. In their eyes, Hope has done more than steal Carter's attention. She's sabotaged the corporate balance by manipulating him into a near-hostile takeover of the company. Whether that's true or not remains to be seen, but their suspicions have led to one indisputable fact. Steffi brought Daphne in with a mission to wedge herself between Hope and Carter and break them apart for good. The problem? Carter isn't biting. No matter how close Daphne gets, no matter how far she pushes the envelope, Carter's heart has already made its decision. Hope is the woman he wants, and Daphne's schemes are falling flat. Still, Daphne isn't giving up so easily. And that's where Zend enters the picture. Zend, backed by Will and Elektra, recognizes that Daphne is at a personal and professional crossroads. The failed attempt to win over Carter has left her vulnerable, exposed, and perhaps, just perhaps, ready for reinvention. So, Zend proposes something bold, a new fashion line, driven by Daphne herself. A chance to redefine who she is, outside of men, outside of manipulation, and inside a creative revolution. This is more than just a business proposal. It's a lifeline, a shot at relevance that doesn't rely on seduction or sabotage. And Daphne, bruised but not broken, might just be ready to take it. Back at the heart of the drama, Carter finds himself on the brink of a relationship he thought was lost. Hope has told him, point blank, that he is the man she wants. But just as Carter starts to believe in that future, he overhears something that shakes him. A conversation between Hope and Liam, one that sounds far too intimate, far too romantic to ignore. To Carter, it seems like Hope is playing both sides. But what he doesn't know is the devastating truth. Liam is dying. Hope wasn't rekindling old flames. She was comforting a man facing the end of his life. Now, Hope must do damage control. She needs to explain the whole truth to Carter, without hesitation, without sugarcoating. Liam has an inoperable brain tumor. His time is running out, and everything she said to him came from a place of compassion, not romantic longing. Hope's feelings for Carter are real, unshaken, and urgent. If she can make him believe that, if she can cut through the noise of grief and misunderstanding, they just might have a second chance. This emotional reconnection is building toward a powerful crescendo. For Carter, the truth about Liam changes everything. It reframes Hope's actions, restores trust, and reawakens the love he's tried to suppress. If Hope is his future and Daphne is the past he never wanted, then it's time to move forward, hand in hand, with no more doubts, no more ghosts. And what of Liam? At the hospital, the atmosphere is thick with dread. Grace Buckingham steps into the picture with an aura of grim gravity. Fans were hoping for a miracle. Some obscure treatment, some distant hope buried in the research, but Grace doesn't bring comfort. Instead, she brings truth. And it's not the kind anyone wants to hear. Liam's condition is worse than expected. While Finn has tried to stay positive, leaning on scans that showed no new growth. Grace sees the reality behind the images. The tumor is aggressive. The prognosis is grim. Time is not on Liam's side, and the countdown has officially begun. This sets the stage for a potential farewell arc that could become one of the show's most emotional storylines in years. Liam's journey is now about legacy, closure, and saying goodbye. Whether that means reconciling with past loves, facing regrets, or simply preparing his daughter for life without him, the path ahead is filled with raw humanity. And in that pain, the bold and the beautiful finds its sharpest edge. The ripple effects will be massive. Hope is torn between her future with Carter and the looming grief that comes with Liam's decline. Steffi and Ridge will need to reckon with their manipulative efforts once the truth about Hope's intentions surfaces. Daphne will need to choose who she wants to be when she's no longer the disruptor in someone else's love story. Zend's plan for her could be a new beginning or a final distraction before she implodes. And Carter? He'll have to decide whether to step fully into a future with hope, knowing the shadows of the past will always linger. Love, after all, is never clean on this show. It's complicated, bruised, and constantly on the edge of unraveling. But that's where the bold and the beautiful thrives. In the gray areas. In the unspoken pain. In the decisions made under emotional pressure that shift the entire fabric of the narrative. So, as May 21st arrives, fans can expect more than just a routine episode. They're getting emotional reckoning. They're getting love twisted into new forms. They're getting characters at their limits, clinging to whatever hope they can find. Daphne, once the outsider, may finally get a purpose that's not rooted in sabotage. Zend may find his place as a creative force again. Grace may be forced to deliver the kind of news that shatters worlds. Hope and Carter may rediscover a love that never truly died. And Liam may be staring down the end. But until it's final, until the screen fades to black, there's always the possibility of one more twist. One more surprise. One more heartbeat that changes everything. Because on the bold and the beautiful, nothing is ever over until it is. In the tangled web of the bold and the beautiful, where loyalty is tested by secrets and love is often sacrificed in the name of duty, the May 21st, 2025 storyline reaches another boiling point. The emotional stakes have never been higher, and as past wounds reopen and alliances shift, the characters must navigate an impossible mix of truth, deception, heartbreak, and hope. Carter has always been a man who moves with conviction. But conviction without context is dangerous. Recently, he overheard a private conversation between Hope and Liam, one that made his world tilt. In that intimate moment, Hope told Liam she wanted to be with him. For Carter, that was the dagger. Confirmation, or so he thought, that Hope had once again chosen Liam, the man she can't seem to fully let go of. What Carter doesn't know is that the situation is far more devastating and far more complicated than it appears. Liam is dying. Diagnosed with a terminal, inoperable brain tumor, his time is limited. And Hope, caught in a spiral of grief and guilt, is trying to give him peace in his final days. Her words to Liam weren't a betrayal. They were a farewell wrapped in comfort. But Carter doesn't know this. All he sees is another loss, another moment where he put his heart on the line and watched it get crushed. Wounded and disillusioned, Carter does something impulsive. He seeks out Brooke. Their history may be checkered, brief, but it left an imprint. Brooke is familiar. Brooke is safe. Brooke is not Hope. And in that moment, maybe that's all that matters. He confesses what he heard, and he lays it bare, his belief that he has once again lost the woman he loves. That maybe, just maybe, his window with Hope has closed for good. This unexpected encounter doesn't go unnoticed. Brooke listens, but she's not just a sounding board. She's Hope's mother. And when Carter turns away, emotionally exhausted, Brooke's protective instincts flare. She doesn't run to Steffi. She doesn't stay quiet. She seeks out hope. Not to accuse, but to understand. Hope, torn in every direction, finally finds herself opening up to the one person she can always trust, her mother. But before she says a word, she extracts a promise. Brooke must vow to keep what she's about to hear a secret. Brooke agrees, and the floodgates open. Hope reveals Liam's diagnosis. She confesses that Carter only heard part of the story, that what he believes is betrayal is actually compassion. Hope explains that she's staying with Liam until the end, not because she doesn't love Carter, but because she has to do this for Liam, for their daughter, for herself. Brooke is shaken, but she understands. As a mother who's walked through her own share of tragedies and choices, she sees the weight her daughter carries and doesn't try to talk her out of it. Brooke also knows the risk. Carter may not wait around. He may not be able to. Watching the woman you love care for another man, even if that man is dying, is a kind of pain few can stomach. But Brooke also sees that Hope's resolve is unwavering. She's made peace with the temporary sacrifice if it means doing what's right. There's also Steffi. The longtime rival, the other half of the eternal triangle, has found common ground with Hope. They've put down their swords. They've united for the sake of their children and for Liam. This ceasefire isn't superficial, it's real. And it's deeply felt by both women. They're building something unexpected, a sisterhood forged in tragedy. Brooke, surprised but not disapproving, reacts to the alliance with cautious optimism. She's seen what feuds can do. She's lived through decades of chaos between the Forresters and the Logans. If this fragile truce holds, it might be the best thing to come from this heartbreaking situation. But she also knows how quickly peace can crumble in this world. The truth now sits like a boulder on everyone's chest. Hope is torn between the man she loves and the man who's dying. Carter is spinning in a storm of misunderstanding. Brooke is holding a secret that could either save a future or shatter it. Steffi is balancing loyalty to her family with newfound solidarity. And Liam is slipping away. As the days grow shorter, Liam's presence begins to take on a haunting gravity. He wants time with his daughters, and he wants to make things right. His moments with Kelly and Beth become treasures, each visit a bittersweet reminder of what he's about to lose. He smiles for them. He holds their hands. But when they leave, the mask falls. The pain takes over. And it becomes clear that Liam's end is no longer a distant fear, it's a looming certainty. Hope, seeing him like this, clings harder to her promise. She won't abandon him. Not now. Not at the finish line. And that choice changes everything. She's not giving up on Carter. She's just not leaving Liam to die alone. In her mind, there will be time later for love, for rebuilding, for forgiveness. She just needs everyone to hold on a little longer. But Carter is not a man who waits in limbo. He's trying to stay grounded, trying not to spiral, but the silence from Hope grows louder by the day. Brooke's words echo in his mind, that Hope still loves him, that there's more to the story, but it's not enough. He needs to hear it from Hope. He needs the truth. Eventually, he may get it. If Hope finds the courage to face him again. If the timing aligns. If grief doesn't swallow everything first. As May bleeds into June, the inevitability of Liam's fate creeps closer. Finn, ever the stoic doctor, confirms what everyone fears. There's no progress. No miracle. No last-minute save. Grace Buckingham, pulled into the orbit of this tragedy, offers no magic cure. Only honesty. And the truth is devastating. Liam doesn't have months. He might not even have weeks. The countdown has begun. What will Carter do when he learns the full story? Will he understand, or will he see it as a final betrayal too far? What happens when Liam says his last goodbye? Will hope crumble under the weight of all she's tried to carry? Will Brooke keep her daughter's secret, or will the pressure crack her resolve? There are no easy endings here. Only choices. Painful, human, imperfect choices. But if there's one thing the bold and the beautiful has always delivered, it's the reminder that even in the darkest moments, love can survive. In broken promises, in delayed dreams, in sacrifices made for those we can't let go of. And when Liam's story reaches its end, and the dust begins to settle, Hope and Carter may find each other again. Not in the way they imagined. Not in the way they hoped. But in the ruins of loss, something new might be waiting. A chance. A beginning. Until then, the clock ticks and the world holds its breath.